Daniel Winnick, now a former Maple Leaf. I'm Andrew Walker with the Sportsnet Central Update. Still 4 days away from the trade deadline. Dave noticed getting some of his work done early. Another trade in Leafs Nation yesterday. Daniel Winnick is now a Pittsburgh Penguin. Coming back, a second-round draft pick next year, a fourth-round draft pick this year, and 26-year-old forward Zach Sill. Here is Leafs GM Dave Notice on the deal.
It was our feeling that the offer they were presenting was very fair. It was, we felt it was probably what it was going to be. Didn't think it was going to be better than that.
Elsewhere, a couple other deals on Wednesday. Yuri Tlusty on the move. He goes from Carolina to Winnipeg for a couple of draft picks. Canes also ship out defenseman Andre Sekera to the LA Kings, a first-round pick and a prospect coming back. On the ice tonight, the Leafs back at it finally. They're at home to the Philadelphia Flyers. Dion Phaneuf is expected back in. Last night, Pittsburgh a 4-3 win over Washington. Goal number 20 for Sidney Crosby. The Calgary Flames moved back into a playoff spot in the West. A 3-1 win over New Jersey. And it was the first shutout for Andrew Hammond. Big win for the Sens, 3-0 in Anaheim. The word is in on Patrick Kane. He's out for the next 12 weeks with a broken clavicle. The playoffs begin in just 7 weeks from now.
That's always would be the worst hockey injury.
Ray Dickey's knuckleball yesterday. Jays open up spring training in exhibition form on Tuesday. NBA last night, Kevin Garnett returns to Minnesota, and it was all T-Wolves. They pound Washington 97-77, 19 for Andrew Wiggins. And NFL news, the Detroit Lions release running back Reggie Bush. You're listening to the home of Leafs Nation, Sportsnet 590 The Fan.
Now I'm going to bring you along. Sportsnet 590 The Fan.
Sportsnet 590 The Fan. Good morning, 6:43, Brady Walker, Sportsnet 590 The Fan. Busy day and trade deadline yesterday. Daniel Winnick on the move. We will discuss it after 7. Also, the Carolina Hurricanes, a deal formerly Yuri Tlusty, Winnipeg, and Andre Sekera, the highly coveted defenseman, goes to the LA Kings for a first-round pick and a prospect. So, there's kind of two questions. Who else goes? And if you are a team on the bubble, are you a buyer or a seller? And I think the Calgary Flames are a really interesting case right now. A big win last night in New Jersey, 3-1, a game we saw on Sportsnet's Scotiabank Wednesday Night Hockey. So, for the time being, they are back in the playoff spot in the West Ring by 1 point. Now, big buck with that from the West, and the Minnesota Wild have games in hand there. It's a very tenuous hold right now for Calgary. On basically the final play of the game, right before the empty net goal, Mark Giordano, who's having a fabulous season, now has 48 points, goes down. And looked like a shoulder injury. He's being reevaluated today. It did not look great. Maybe it's nothing, maybe it's very serious. Curtis Glencross kind of wants out, and the Flames have a decision to make there. Keep him or try to get some value. If Mark Giordano is out, much like Patrick Kane is out in Chicago, should it affect the process here?
I can see it's like in our second
really difficult. You don't have a lot of expiring contracts on that team. You could bring the whole band, most of the whole band back if you wanted to next year. And Calgary, you can add to plenty of cap space. You can add to it in the summer. And you're trending in the right direction. I think we can agree on that. You are trending in the right direction. There are probably deals that you maybe love to dish off or get out. And we mentioned Dion Phaneuf here. A guy that I don't think we think does as much as Dion Phaneuf. We've had him on the show, so it's not a bad guy, is Dennis Wideman. The Flames might like to get out of the Dennis Wideman deal, which has 2 years left for a guy that's heading towards his mid-30s. But at the same time, they're nowhere near the cap, so they're not overly... No, it's not a stress point. It won't stop them from doing other business. And with Giordano where he is, with Brody where he is, if Brody starts his new deal next year, and you know, his cap will go up, but you're right, there's room. I guess my thought is if Glenn Cross is leaving anyway, and he has to consider getting Webcam for money, but the Giordano injury does change the concept of spending other assets, prospects, picks, whatever, to go buy. And I don't feel you and Doug were plenty discussing it yesterday, right at the end of our show. I heard Doug discuss it on Hockey Central with Aaron and Nick. It's a bad stat. It's not the best easily to be in that room and be, you name it, young guys, even Johnny Negro, older guys like Matt Stacy, Gary Hoover. It's not a great feeling to do nothing, right? Like you went through the Blue Jays in the summer, right? It's put into the right time to do something as opposed to doing nothing and saying, if the chips aren't falling where we wanted to over the last 17, 18 games, there's no point in blowing our brains out and making a move if we don't have Mark Giordano. And there wouldn't be a healthy thing without the last 18 games. That's how high the point. It's less producing. It's almost more rapid, right? I think, especially with the Eastern Conference and a bit of disarray in the NBA. You know, I can understand some people want to decide to try to pull a rabbit out of the hat and do something big, but I think everyone's okay with the fact that the best days are ahead. Now, I don't think Calgary is a perfect team. I don't think they have a ton of talent, and I think that this season has been a little bit fluky. Are we going to see that take towards some regression? Yeah. I want to tell you one thing, but they've been great stories, and everybody wants to get into the playoffs. But with no more talking about the world, with no Mark Giordano, I mean, do we really think they're going to find a way miraculously sweep in? And then what? I mean, is that one round, is that two whole playoff days, is important? And I'm not saying try to shell out assets, but I agree. I think when you're trending in the right direction, you got to see, of course, you got to do playoff bonus, and it also has to be, are we fighting for the very last spot, or are there even other? Are we just trying to keep head above water, or can we pass anybody else? It'd be a common opinion. And now that they are rolling as they are, now they want to straight. LA's not coming back. LA, and they have the same amount of points. LA is being ahead, but they always Ottawa tonight. LA is not going to finish behind Calgary. So you got to ask yourself, if someone catches us, if the Sharks catch us, if the Wild catch us, who else can we pass if we don't have Mark Giordano? And again, like you said earlier, this could be, everyone worried about PJ Subban for a hot minute last week. When he left the game, hey, Patrick, for 12 weeks in that, just like that. Yeah. So 6:46 to Walker. We saw this when the Raptors were in Dallas the other night. Very interesting. We never seen these blow up like this extent.